Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for Taurus. You can have Taurus anywhere in your chart. You can be a cross watcher. All that I ask is that if you're here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, so Taurus, a couple of things. Don't mind a couple of things here. My mat is super dusty. I can't find my little lint roller, so I can't clean it off, and I was just really called to do a reading. I haven't done a reading in a really long time, and I was just like really drawn that I needed to come over and do it. So don't mind the dust. And then secondly, my nails are a hot mess. You will see that throughout this video. And like I said, I was really called to do a reading, and I was like, oh, my nails. And they're like, nope, just go sit down. So here I am. I shuffled all your cards, and when I was shuffling, a couple of messages came through, like always. Now, one of the things that came through is this World card here. I had 5 decks already laid out on my mat when I was called to do this reading. They've been sitting here for like a month, over a month. And so I'm still called to use the same decks that I was using beforehand. I think I recorded 2 videos with these decks. I was called to use these same decks. But this card, this random card that's not in any of the decks I'm going to be using today, this is the Rider-Waite Tarot. I do not have the Rider-Waite Tarot out. This card was sitting here. It wrapped up with all these other decks, and it was like face up. All the other decks were face down. And so I really feel like the World card is pertaining to something here. If you don't know, the World card is about the very end of cycles, and it's represented by Taurus energy. All the fixed signs are represented. I think it's, what is it? Leo, Aquarius, Libra. Wait, is it Libra? No. I'm so sorry. We've got Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio? Okay, yes, Scorpio. I had to go look it up. The fixed signs are Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. And this is the Taurus reading. And so I was getting the message that there's a cycle that, oh, hang on, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. There's a cycle that you are fixed in. It's like you cannot get out of it no matter what effort you put into it, whether that's a little bit of effort or a lot of effort. You don't seem to be making the progress that you want to be making, if you're even like cognizant of this fact. You could be maybe even like subconsciously like trying to work on these things or something like that. But some of you are definitely going to be cognizant of the fact that you're trying to get out of the cycle and it doesn't seem like you're making any progress. But even when it feels like we're stagnant, we're not making progress, like we're still making progress, because that's the way of life. Life moves forward constantly. Whether we like it or not, whether we resist or not. And the very, very first message that I got for you guys was dust yourself off. It had to do with the dust on my mat. It's almost like the cards that were wrapped up in this mat, it's like they needed to be dusted off. This mat needs to be dusted off because of in use, like it was not being used. And it's kind of like the same energy for you. You've been kind of stagnant and you're ready to dust yourself off. Now the number 25 kept coming up. I even like wrote it down, and I wrote a question mark, or not 25, I'm sorry, 23. Wait, it's 23. It started out as 23 and then morphed into 25. That's really interesting. It started out as 23. I kept seeing 23. And that breaks down to a 5, which the number 5 represents Taurian energy to me, because, your Taurus is typically in the 5th month, sometimes the 4th month, obviously, but also, you guys are the second house. Taurus is the second house. So that's the 2 and 5 there. So 25 is also coming through. And a song called Heart by Rainbow Kitten Surprise was on when I was shuffling the cards. And in the song, it said 35 years. But when I first heard it, it sounded like 25 years. So there could be a cycle here that's like a 25 year, 23, 25 cycle, but it's the song actually said 35. And so it's like it could even be like a $35-year cycle, but that's not going to be for everybody. Obviously, not everyone is going to be of the age where things can be that big of a cycle. But so there could have been something that happened around your 25th year, 23rd year, that could have been of significance. I'm getting less the 35 and more of the 23 and 25, but mostly the 25. Okay, what else did it say here? Okay, that's it. That's it. So we're going to go ahead and start. Oh, and then this sticker was randomly in the notepad I was using. It's like a party hat. So it could have something to do with like drinking or things that seem fun that aren't necessarily healthy for us. It could be that. Or it could be something that's like once you finally like wiggle free and like the cycle finally changes, because the world card is, it's like the world turning. Your world will be turning ever so, like it's always turning, right? But it's almost like there's going to be a shift. That's here. So it could be like just a celebratory thing too. Whatever pertains to you pertains to you. Okay, let's get rid of that. We're going to use excuse me. We're going to start with the chakra reading oracle cards. Chakra reading oracle cards. What is the message for Taurus, please? What's the message for Taurus? Message for Taurus. Message for Taurus, please. What's the message for Taurus? I keep hearing 25, 25, 25. I don't know. Just think back to your 25th year or something that happened 25 years ago and see, like, because if it's the 25th year, it was like that's when the cycle started. Like the cycle that you can't seem to get out of. That's so many. That's way too many. Yeah, think back to your 25th year. Okay. It's interesting. So the love card came out, which is the heart chakra. And then here we have peace. And it's like, you know, the hippie saying like peace and love. So I am hearing that. It's interesting that this came out because I was supposed to talk more in depth about the song that I was hearing beforehand, the Heart by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. And look, there's like a literal heart right here. Heart by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. So maybe go listen to that song. I really didn't write any of the lyrics down. What does it say? Yeah. Bless my heart. You got love in your heart and something. I can't remember. I'm sorry. It's like, I can't remember. But anyway, go listen to that song if you feel called to. So we have love here. And I was getting the message when I heard that song, like the heart, it could have to do with your heart chakra, right? And even just your emotional body in general. We're also going to get an empathic oracle for you guys to go along with this heart. What goes along with this heart for Taurus, please? What goes with the heart for Taurus? What goes with the heart for Taurus? Now they are saying the 9 too. Okay, 2 cards came out. That's interesting because on the bottom is non-duality. Non-duality, it means like the gray area, right? Like duality is the black and the white. It's the masculine and the feminine opposites, right? So maybe these 2 cards that came out are like the 2 sides. Like say this is about a reading about you and another person. It's like one side is the other person, or one side is you and one side is the other person. And it's like almost like whatever difference is between, like whatever's keeping the hearts apart is like coming back together. Like it's making it not black and white, not masculine and feminine, but it's like the gray area. So let's see here. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. I really want to go listen to that song again because this is insane. You literally have heart chakra. And then desert, and this is a 4, and this is a 4. Like 3 and 1 break down to a 4. It's almost like, because here too, oh my gosh, this heart is like flames, right? And like the desert represents heat. So your passion could have been driving your heart before. Like I'm hearing like your like sexual passion, or just things that weren't like it wasn't like your heart driving it. It was more like your passion. And it's almost like those 2 things don't have to be separate, and those 2 things together are actually more beautiful than they are separate. Like when your passion and your love, like, okay, so that just as an example, say like you don't like to have just one sexual partner, you like to have many sexual partners. This is just an example. It can literally be anything, but it's almost like how they say, yes, sex is fun, right? But sex with someone that you love is so much more fulfilling and beautiful. And that's kind of what this feels like. It's almost like you kept them separate. You kept love and passion separate. They didn't need to be together. And now it's almost like it's time, the cycle's turning where they come together and become one. They're like merging. Do you see how these 2 circles are like merging together? Yeah. So I'm actually going to pause this and go listen to that song because I want to hear if there's any other lyrics that are standing out. Okay, you guys, I actually didn't get through the whole song. I started getting a lot of messages. So part of the song, first off, says something like, heaven ain't high, but the devil ain't low. So it's almost like that black and white, like good and evil. It's like the devil and the angel on our shoulders, right? It's not necessarily drowning one out and embracing the other. It's about marrying the 2 ideas. And then it goes on to say, the song goes on to say, when a man loves a woman, he'll say anything. He's got a dove in his hands and a lover in his heart. He's got a bird in the hands with a lover in his heart. So I heard the message like, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, or something like that. And to me, it's almost saying, it's like you have had or had something in the past or whatever, something that is valuable in your hands this whole time, but it's almost like you've been searching, like, okay, I have this in my hands, but what if those other 2 birds in the bush are even better? I'm sorry about the movement there of the camera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have something in your hand that you're not necessarily seeing it's worth, it's worth. Okay, especially with the desert card here, it's like it has this potential because all this blue energy too, it's like it's almost like the sea of emotions, right? Like the heart is just like floating around aimlessly in this vast blue waters. And it's like, it's almost like you have like a deep well of emotions about something, but you're not addressing it. It's like you're treating it as if you're in a desert. And I even see this blue here. It's like you don't let it come out, because the blue color does represent our throat chakra. And so it's almost like whatever's in your heart, you're not letting come out into the world, or have it in the past. I think you, like, it feels like there's a change, but we'll see what the tarot cards have to say. So let's move these up. Oh, I didn't realize you could see those. Sorry. Move these up. And I know you can't see them. I'm sorry, my lighting is just garbage, but that's just how it's got to be for now. Okay, now we are going to use the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. Now there's the word heart again. You guys, something's going on here. Oh, geez Louise, that's way too many cards. Way too many. But, well, okay. Oh, geez Louise. Oh my gosh. Hang on, a card fell on the ground. I have to get it. These cards are acting all wonky. Okay, now, there was a card that fell into my lap. Well, there were two cards that fell into my lap. One of them fell onto the floor, and one of them remained in my lap. The one that remained in my lap was the Ace of Pentacles. When I flipped it over, it was actually upside down. I don't typically take reversals, but it might come into play. The card that fell into the ground is the Ten of Pentacles. If you know anything about tarot, it has four suits, Pentacles being one of them, and it goes from the Ace to the 10, and then it has like four court cards, like the Princess, Prince, Queen, and King of each suit. So here we have two of the same. Now, so this could be even pertaining to something to do with finances. Like maybe you struggle like with seeing the value of your job or something like that. And it's like you're not changing it. So it's like if you're not changing the situation, you have to start seeing the value of the situation. Does that make sense? Because if you don't want to change it, you have to embrace it. And the Nine of Wands is on the bottom, so it's almost like, yeah, it's like you're just struggling with this, with whatever's in your heart versus what you're living outwardly. Because this is a full cycle. It goes from the Ace to the 10. That's a full cycle, and we're talking about cycles here. So it could be like a 10-year cycle. The 25 to the 35, that's a 10-year cycle. It's almost like, okay, so in this card, if you see there's like all of these gems underneath, like buried in the ground. It's like you have to do so much digging in order to find that. And it's almost like in the past, it hasn't been worth it to you. Doing the digging has not been worth it to you. It's like what's on the surface level, that's okay. Because, you know, we have this really nice house and, you know, like a mom and a dad and a kid. And then the peacocks, which the peacock represents like beauty and extravagance. And, you know, like it's literally used as the term peacocking. And so it's almost like you've been peacocking to hide the buried gems, like the valuable stuff in your life or in your heart. I don't think I need to clarify these cards. I think I just want to start getting advice because we're going over it over and over here. And so it's like how to start the excavation, you know, like how to start digging up these things that are meaningful to you, that you've been kind of avoidant of. Okay, what's the advice for Taurus, please? Regarding this reading, what's the advice for Taurus? What's the advice for Taurus? Regarding this reading. Advice for Taurus, please. Advice for Taurus. Oh my gosh, you guys, look. What card? There's two cards there, but look at that. Oh, you can't see it, sorry. Love, heart. Like, you know what I mean? This is just crazy. So much. So we've got tomato with love and strawberry with agreement. And we have water and, oh, two waters. They're both water. Love potion. Libra again. You could be dealing with a Libra, but not necessarily. Hang on a second. It's almost like you need to reach an agreement with someone or something. I don't know why, but they're saying something like a strawberry, tomato, like balsamic salad type of thing with maybe some basil in there. That sounds really good. Refreshing. So anyway, but yeah, it's like it's almost like something like that's written in the stars that you have been avoiding. It's like there was an agreement that you had made before, like coming, if you believe in like past lives and stuff like that, or like soul contracts and whatnot. It's like there's something that you agreed to before you came here, and you've been avoiding it. You've been like not giving it the nourishment it needs, like the water and the, like, you know, because love, like anything we love, it needs to be watered. It needs to, yeah, because it's like our cup can't runneth over if we're dehydrating our needs, if we're, you know, like just completely avoiding them. So there's an agreement in regards to love. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. It can be relationships, like it can be family members or friendships, but also like just our passions and our you know, like our jobs, stuff like that. It can represent those things too. Like, but say you're in a job that you don't love, it's dehydrated, right? Like your work cup is dehydrated. It's not full. It's dry. And so it's like if you're not going to change the situation, you need to find the beauty in the situation so it can fill your cup. Like, why do you resent whatever it is that you're resenting? Why? You have to ask yourself why. There's like this psychology thing that I've heard of where it's like you state your problem. Okay? And so say it's like, I hate my job, right? Why do you hate your job? Okay? Well, say I don't get paid enough. Okay? Why don't you get paid enough? Because I've never asked for a raise. Okay? Why have you never asked for a raise? Because I don't think that I deserve what like. It's like you don't think that you deserve more money, or that you're going to be rejected. You know, something like that. It's like, okay, so why do I not believe that I deserve more money? Why do you not believe that you deserve more money? Because you don't value your own time? You don't value your own self? right? It's like that. So sit down, and it's hard. Sometimes we reach blocks when we play the why game too. Like you can ask, and sometimes you will either avoid the correct answer, like subconsciously, like you won't give yourself the correct answer, or you will mentally block yourself and you say, I can't go any further. But just get to the step that you can get to and address that. And the more you address that, it's 25-25, you guys, on the camera. And as long as you address whatever step you can get to, then you can get to more steps. I just looked at my hand and I saw an E. I don't know if that means something to you. Like in the lines of my hand, I saw an E. So anyway, I actually want to look in the book here to see if they have anything for you guys in regards to these advice cards. 24. Oh, and I wanted to say the card on the bottom for this too is abundance. So it's like, it's almost like by addressing whatever it is going on here, it's like that's what leads to abundance. Excuse me. Whatever needs addressing. That's so funny. I just heard like a dressing, like for the salad, which is the balsamic vinegar and oil. But anyway, whatever needs addressing here with the why game, it's going to bring you abundance. So it's like, why don't I think that I deserve more money? Okay, figuring that out is going to bring you more abundance. Why do I think that I don't deserve, or so just another example is like, I don't know. I was going to give another example about like relationships and stuff, but like I can't really think of a good example. Like, okay, just the one we used from before is like, why do I want to have so many sexual partners instead of one sexual partner? Or one partner that I love and they love. It's like reciprocal love. Oh, my eye just switched when I said that. So why do I want multiple partners? Okay, because it's easier to, I don't really know, because I'm not that, like, I don't have a lot of sexual partners, so it's like I don't really know an example of why, but only you will, right? So anyway, I need to start reading these cards because, yeah. Okay, so this is super interesting. On each of these like cards in the book, they have like a quote, and they're talking about gardening in specific in here, but it's talking about occupation. So if you were to creep up behind someone at their work, you would find them smiling. That's like the goal you need to have for yourself. Whatever it is that you do, what's the saying? It's like, the goal is to look at whatever it is you're doing and realize that instead of it being work, that it's play, that it's enjoyable and fun. Like, life is meant to be enjoyed. Even when bad things happen, there are lessons in there and ways that we can grow and learn and become more joyful in it after we work through it. It's just we have to work through it, or else we're going to always live in the misery. Right? It says working with others will bring a huge boost for you at the moment. Oh, this is for the strawberry, by the way. Now, this is interesting. It says magical correspondences. Uses for love. It is used for love and attraction and success and luck. Deities, Mother Mary, Freya, Aphrodite, Venus. And now Taurus is ruled by Venus too. Huh. It gives a bonding spell. I don't believe in that kind of stuff because like we don't take away other people's like personal power. We want to, let things flow naturally. Both of these cards, the strawberry and the tomato, are represented by the planet, the celestial planet Venus, which is like a Taurian planet, but it says it's magical correspondence. This is also love. protection, prosperity, protection from evil, and aphrodisiac. So it really seems like there was something, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's like there's an agreement that you made prior to coming to Earth this time around that you're going to have to do some deep digging to get access to, because you have really done a lot to block yourself from it, I do believe. It was almost like that duality, right? It's like you've kept them totally separate, black and white. And now it's time for them to merge, and you're going to have to dig deep if you want them to actually merge, if you want this to move forward. Whatever it is that this pertains to in your own personal life is up to you, you know? And yeah, it's like, it's almost like make an agreement with yourself to act on the love in your heart. Okay? So Taurus, this has been your reading. I hope it was helpful. If it was, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today, any of your guides that were present, any of my guides that were present from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.